I'm America's digital pro, Kim Komando, and in tech news this week, I hate to tell you I told you so, but I did. 2 weeks ago, I warned you about this. A cybersecurity warning is out. Russians have hacked more than 500,000 routers over multiple countries. Find out how and what you need to do right now to protect yourself and all of your files. Plus, a crowdsourced project goes belly up, leaving investors high and dry. Why I stay away from those online funding sites, and you should too. And dig that old cell phone out of the drawer. I'm going to share some new tricks for those old devices. You will be amazed.
Well, if you follow us at Komando.com, you know Kim warned you about Russian router hacking last week. And now it's happened. According to Cisco's cyber intelligence unit, 500,000 routers have been hacked, and that number could climb even much higher. The U.S. is pointing fingers at Moscow. It all comes from a malware called VPN Filter and gives hackers access to infected devices which they can use for spying and attacking other computers. Security experts say they believe Russia is behind it because the malware uses code found in previous cyber attacks carried out by Russia. There are victims of the attack in dozens of countries, including the U.S. It's suspected that the compromised routers will soon be used in a major cyber attack, possibly against Ukraine. If your router is infected with this malware, it could be used for interfering with internet communications and spying. For tips on how to make sure your router hasn't been compromised, go to Komando.com and search Russian hacking. Just minutes after the Santa Fe school shooting left 10 dead, fake Facebook accounts were being created at a record pace, some with political twists. One account showed an altered picture of the suspect sporting a Hillary 2016 hat, while another had linked him to an anti-fascist group. Experts say that this time they're concerned at how fast these fake accounts are being created. One account was created only 20 minutes after the suspect was identified. It comes just weeks after Facebook's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, promised to crack down on fake accounts. Officials at Facebook say they've removed the suspect's real account and are deleting the fakes. So far, we don't know who's behind the fake accounts or how many there are. Oh, you'll love this. Meanwhile, Facebook wants you to trust them with your naked pictures. You heard that right. The company says it's trying to stop what's known as revenge porn, the act of people using racy photos to get back at their ex. And that sounds great, except the way in which Facebook plans in doing it is pretty questionable at best. The plan is to have people send their pictures to Facebook, that is, sending their naked pictures to Facebook, so that their employees can view them first. Right. Facebook's global head of security says they're now partnering with safety organizations on a way for people to securely submit photos they fear will be shared without their consent. So Facebook would then block those photos from being uploaded to Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. So yes, Facebook is asking people who want to send naked photos to first run them through Facebook, where employees will view the pictures before blurring them out and creating what's known as a hash or digital fingerprint to prevent it from being shared further. Whether you think it's a good idea or not, you should know that the people who review the photos will be specially trained to help in such situations. We now know who's behind some fake apps loaded with spyware on Google Play. Security experts are pointing fingers at North Korea, saying it's using Google Play and infecting apps. For you Android users, the fake apps are laced with spyware to steal sensitive information, like your contacts, pictures, and videos. McAfee researchers say North Korea is targeting its defectors and journalists who are reporting against the regime. So far, 3 new apps were created, offering tips related to food and security software. Obviously, the hackers hope you will share the virus with your contacts. Stolen pictures are also being used to create fake accounts. Experts believe these apps are being built in various countries abroad and date back to 2017. Another data breach you need to know about involves a parental control app. TeenSafe is an app that allows parents to monitor their children's texts, calls, social media, and location. Turns out users were recently left compromised. One of the TeenSafe servers, which is housed on Amazon's cloud, left personal information unprotected. Anyone was able to gain access to email addresses and the name of the child's device, which is often the child's name. TeenSafe reportedly pulled all of its servers offline as soon as it was made aware of the breach. TeenSafe has over 1 million customers, or should we say, had over 1 million customers. Before you contribute another dollar to any crowdfunding project, you may want to hold on to your wallet. Kim is here to tell you why.
Before you contribute another dollar to any crowdfunded project, let me tell you why I never do. In the last 10 to 15 years, crowdfunding has gone mainstream. Websites are now household names: GoFundMe, Kickstarter, Indiegogo. Strangers ask for money for all kinds of things. It's up to you to determine who's sincere and who's not. For me, I never trust requests for crowdfunded donations for help with medical bills, late rent, house payments. I always wonder why the local charities aren't involved. And then there are the business ideas. Consider San Diego-based OSIC 10 surround sound headphones. The owners crowdsourced $3.2 million, pre-sold 22,000 headsets, but managed to build only 250 that never really worked. Naturally and without warning, they announced that they ran out of money. No headphones, no refunds, no way to legally collect. All too common with crowdfunding. I have zero expectations from big tech, other than the obvious. Big tech will always act in its own best interest. They'll steamroll all of us for $1. But even with that as a background, something very troubling is going on at Google. When Google was formed in 2001, its small staff promised to live up to a business code of conduct, starting with this noble directive: don't be evil. It became their famous motto. Soon after, even though it had promised to provide unbiased search results to everyone, Google made a lucrative deal with China to provide censored internet search results to the Chinese, which arguably violated its own policy. Today, Google is a massive, powerful company, one those first employees never envisioned. Its relationship with China has been on again, off again. They'll do business again. Perhaps to make it easier next time, Google has quietly scrapped its "don't be evil" motto. This is fine with me. At least they're now upfront about their direction. This week on my other great podcast you're going to love, Komando on Demand. It's news, extended interviews, and all original content. This week we're going to talk about flying cars. As much as we'd like to believe flying cars will be a thing really soon, it's going to take years before that technology is perfected. Just look at how self-driving cars are moving along. But our cars are definitely changing, maybe not for the better. In the next 5 years, you can expect our cars to be connected like never before. How much will the car track about you? How much will the car know about you? What about advertisers? What about marketing companies? Will they pay for that data too? You betcha. Be sure to subscribe to Komando on Demand and listen to this great podcast for an inside look on your future behind the wheel. You can find Komando on Demand wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, or your favorite podcast player. Just be sure to search for Komando, and you have to spell it the right way, Komando. And if you do have the Komando app, you'll find them on there too, all free.
Privacy activists are asking Amazon to stop offering a facial recognition tool to law enforcement agencies. Rekognition, spelled REKOGNITION, allows photographs of unknown suspects to be compared to an existing database of mugshots. But the real concern is adding the tool to body and traffic cameras, which would allow officers to identify people in real time. Critics say they fear this will allow for too much government control and may collide with free speech rights. But supporters, including the sheriff's office in Seattle, say this tool is important to solving crimes and could help in finding lost children and kidnapping victims. Orlando police began piloting the program last year. More stories now making headlines at news.komando.com. Tracking technology is often used by parents to monitor where their kids are, but new alarming research shows domestic violence abusers are increasingly using spyware to track their victims. The free spyware available on Google Play and the Apple Store can track a location, read text messages, listen to phone calls, and even allows the abuser to remotely record audio and video. The victim doesn't even know the app was installed on their phone. Domestic violence support groups are urging app developers to create better methods to detect spyware and help develop protocols to help victims who have found spyware on their devices. Insiders say the problem is that there's not enough tools out there to monitor all these activities. Owners of Mugshot.com have been arrested and are facing charges of extortion, money laundering, and identity theft. Victims who wanted their mugshots removed from the site had to pay a depublishing fee even if the allegations had been dismissed. The site listed victims' names, addresses, and their charges. One was asked to pay about $400 to have his information removed from the site. The group collected over $2 million nationwide, impacting about 6,000 people. How often have you come home from the grocery store, stored your perishables, and then forgot about them? Well, we all do it once in a while, or we pack up the leftovers for another day, and the next thing you know, a week goes by. Then you discover your forgotten food or meals and begin a sniff test. Is it good, or has it gone bad? What if there was a product that could tell you whether food is good or spoiled? A Kickstarter project just launched a new smart container system that's compatible with Alexa. It will alert you when your food is going bad and when you just need to throw it in the trash. The company says they soon hope to include Google Home too. To learn more about this innovative new product, head over to Komando.com. We know you love having the latest and greatest phone, but what happens to your old phone? Get it out of the drawer. Kim's sharing some pretty cool new tricks on what you can do with your old gadget.
All right, admit it. When it comes to smartphones, we all like to have the newest model, even when there really isn't anything wrong with the old one. Sure, you can sell or recycle your old phone, but if you're still hanging on to it, prepare to be amazed. Now, a lot of people don't know that an old phone can do some pretty neat tricks. First, it can become your new high-tech alarm and sleep tracker. Most cell phones come with a built-in alarm. You can also download, for example, a white noise app to help you sleep. And speaking of sleep, you can use your phone to help you track how you're sleeping. The app Sleep Cycle will tell you when you fall asleep and also how well you actually slept. You can also use your old phone as an e-reader. Apps like iBooks and Kindle will allow you to download and read e-books. Granted, it's a smaller screen than a Kindle or a Nook, but it's a small price to pay to carry a whole library in your pocket. Smartphones also have great cameras, and your older one may be the perfect practice camera for the kids. Don't hand over your expensive point-and-shoot or newer smartphone. Let the kids practice taking photos with your older device. Many users are turning old phones and tablets into a home security system. With their Wi-Fi and high-res built-in cameras, an old smartphone or tablet can keep an eye on your home at all times. You can download the Skype app and set it to automatically accept incoming video calls so you can check on things while you're out. And there are apps like Many Things and Alfred that will alert you whenever motion is detected. And just a reminder, if you're not already getting my podcast delivered to you automatically, make sure that you subscribe on Apple iTunes or Google Play. And by the way, this podcast is not The Kim Komando Show. You could learn more about The Kim Komando Show podcast by heading over to getkim.com. That's getkim.com.